He entered the room with no architectural similarity to the building he had left. The door on this side had deeply moulded panels and a knob. The ceiling was bordered by an elaborate cornice of acanthus sprays. There was a tall bay window with the upper foliage of a chestnut tree outside and an old stone tenement beyond. The rest of the room was hidden by easels holding large paintings of the room. The pictures seemed brighter and cleaner than the reality, and a tall, beautiful girl with long blonde hair reclined in them, sometimes nude and sometimes clothed. The girl herself, more worried and untidy than her portraits, stood near the door wearing a paint-stained butcher's apron. With a very small brush she was adding leaves to a view of the tree outside the window. But she paused, pointed round the edge of the picture and told Lanark, "He's there." A voice said, "Yes, come round, come round." Lanark went behind the picture and found a stout man leaning against a pile of pillows on a low bed. His face, framed by wings and horns of uncombed hair, looked statuesque and noble, apart from an apprehensive, rather cowardly expression. He wore a woolen jersey over a pyjama jacket, neither of them clean. The coverlet over his knees was littered with books and papers, and there was a pen in his hand. Glancing at Lanark in a sly, sideways fashion, he indicated a chair with the pen and said, "Please sit down." "Are you the king of this place?" "The King of Proven, yes, and Unthank too, and that suite of rooms you call the Institute and the Council." "Then perhaps you could help me. I am here—" "Yes, I know roughly what you want, and I would like to help. I would even offer you a drink, but there's too much intoxication in this book." "Book?" "This world, I meant to say. You see, I am the king, not the government. I have laid out landscapes and stocked them with people, and I still work an occasional miracle, but governing is left to folk like Monboddo and Sludden." "Why?" The king closed his eyes, smiled, and said, "I brought you here to ask that question." "Will you answer it?" "Not yet." Lanark felt very angry. He stood up and said, "Then talking to you is a waste of time." "Waste of time?" said the king, opening his eyes. "You clearly don't realize who I am. I have called myself a king. That's a purely symbolic name. I'm far more important. Read this and you'll understand. The critics will accuse me of self-indulgence, but I don't care. Footnote 1. To have an objection anticipated is no reason for failing to raise it. With a reckless gesture, he handed Lanark a paper from the bed. It was covered with childish handwriting, and many words were scored out or inserted with little arrows. Much of it seemed to be dialogue, but Lanark's eye was caught by a sentence in italics which said, Much of it seemed to be dialogue, but Lanark's eye was caught by a sentence in italics which said... Lanark gave the paper back, asking, "What's that supposed to prove?" "I am your author,"